Good morning, everyone. This is Teresa. I am your local Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Newbern, North Carolina, towards the east coast of the United States. Today we're going to be working with the Storybook Moments Designer Series paper from the Spring Mini. We will enjoy all of those things as we explore some of the options that we've got here. I hope that you've had a good chance before the end of last month to take advantage of Celebration. It's over now, but I don't know about you, but I've got some really cool things added to my stash. Really cool things to work with and to use. Let's look here. All right. This is our Spring Mini. Okay, there we go. I'm not getting the layout that I want. It's going to have to be this. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, that background's a little bit too bright. I hope it works better for you than it is working on my particular monitor. Might have to change that. But anyway. Good morning again. Teresa Marsh here. I've got some wonderful things to share with you, and I hope all is well. I see that I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if there's anybody to join me this morning. Some of my favorite people are in a position to not be able to come in right now. I've got friends who are in need of prayer, who are in the hospital or having surgery. I've got one friend, Lord love her, who's having a re-surgery today. Is that such a thing? She had surgery on Tuesday, and then something happened that night that kind of undid what they did, and so they've got to redo it. That's just such bad luck, I guess. But thank goodness we have a God who keeps us in the palm of his hand no matter what's going on. We don't have to worry about situations and circumstances so much as paying attention to our relationship with him, and things will go more smoothly within ourselves. You know, circumstances might not be smooth, but we can be peaceful within. Okay, so we've got the mini catalog going here, and this is good from January all the way through April. So while the celebration is done, this catalog is still good for 2 months. And what we're going to be working with, we can find on page 25 here. And it's this paper set here. There's all kinds of good things in this suite. Both of these papers are awesome. I mean, awesome. This is the Timeless Plaid, and this is the Storybook Moments. This is a 12 by 12, and the Timeless Plaid is 6 by 6. So it's smaller bites, if you will. So we're going to work on using this. Now, one of the unusual factors in this paper set is that, like most, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pages, and you get 2 of each one. But one of the pages is actually die cuts. You can't see very well there what they are, but let me show you some of these. These are so cool. I'm getting ready to make a mess. I've already punched them out, but these can go so far to help you when you're going, oh my goodness, I need to do a quick card and I just don't know. There's so many cool things here. Look at there. There's a fence, but so many cool images. Little ducklings. How's that? Oh, somebody loves you. I know what I put on my prototype, but I could use that as well. Let me put that aside. That might be something we decide to use. I'll let you help me decide. But here's our little fella, a little bunny rabbit fella with his holding a turnip and a spray of flowers. We're going to use that for sure. A squirrel on a swing. Just think what cool focal images these can be on a card. You need to send a grandma kind of card, or a card to a grandmother kind of person. That kind of looks like a grandma, doesn't it? Or how about grandpa who gardens a lot? One of the things you'll find in this pack of paper is some really cool garden backgrounds. I've got several pages of this pack that I just don't have any more of, but the one I'm thinking about right now, talking about gardening, is this one right here. Can't you imagine having a background like this and having this guy on there somewhere? Well, he doesn't show up very well against all this print, but having an accent of this paper and this, that would go so cool together. But, you know, that's one of the things with the paper packs. There's so many different ways you can use the papers. If you're a scrapbooker, having these, oh, look at that Dapper Dan. Look at that Dapper Dan. But anyway, there's so many different options and ideas that can come to you. We are harvesting acorns as a squirrel here. Yeah. So I'll have to put those up later. But in the meantime, oh my goodness. There's a stamp set that comes paired, not paired, but that you can also get with this. It's called Storybook Friends. So a lot of the images that are in the paper are also available as a stamp, and they've got some really good dies in here too. Some of them punch out, you know, die cut the image, and some of them are frames. They've got some really good frames. We're going to use a frame today, but we're not going to use the frames out of this suite of products. What we're going to use today, as far as a frame is concerned, is out of the Everyday Arches. We're going to use those dies, and we're using the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one from the middle. Okay, we're going to use this one. And honestly, I've already used it. One of the cool things about these dies is that they do two things. They both cut, they cut an image or a shape out of, the paper that you put it on. Okay, I already used that to cut that out. But they also create a beautiful arch here with the stitching around. Now, I tried two different sizes today as I was playing with these. So this is the one that's one size bigger. And it occurred to me that if I wanted to have just a very simple arched frame, I could take this die and cut it out of the middle of this, and I would have a very narrow stitched white frame. So for those who like a simple look, that would be a very simple yet helpful look to set off whatever you want to put on the middle. Okay, but we're not using the parts that came out of the middle today. Be sure you put them aside though, because you'll find a use for them. Absolutely. All right. What I did, this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. As you know, our usual card size will be, the one I usually do is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So a half a sheet of paper. Now, putting that on that, you're not going to get much out of. So I took a sheet of boho blue that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I ran it through my embossing folder. This is the Soft Waves embossing folder. It is so pretty. It's just soft texture, so that I could put this in front, and I would have both a frame for this white piece and a background insert here. I want to show you how fast this can go. Now I'm going to probably do this all flat today. I don't know, that's not the best, but I'm going to put this cross your fingers for me, because using tape, I don't have as much of an opportunity to adjust as I might otherwise. Okay, there's that. Okay, alrighty. I really want to raise this up, but I'm a little bit nervous about doing it because it's so hard for me to see exactly how to line it up so that it squares off like that. Let me do this so you can see that difference better. There we go. See how that sets off that little piece so nicely? That is so cool. I love this. So, but I'm going to try. Cross your fingers or say a little prayer, whichever thing fits you the best. You know what? I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to put a small bit of, I'm going to put hello friend. I'm going to stamp hello friend down here, because it has been my experience that if you don't do it first, you're going to be sad. So this is boho blue. So let's get some boho blue ink. This is our stamping pad that helps to cushion these photopolymer stamps. I probably could get away without using it this morning, because this background that I have right here is a whole pad. It's not just a piece of paper. But anyway, I want this down and to the right. Hello, friend. That's the kind of greeting you could have for anybody, well, a friend, for anything. You know, inside you can put all kinds of different messages. Hello, friend. This is here to wish you a happy birthday. Or hello, friend. I'm so glad that you've succeeded at that job challenge that you had. You know, just all kinds of ways that we can congratulate or speak to our friend. All right. Cross your fingers. Like I said, cross your fingers or whatever it is that you do. And we're going to try to get this on there square so that we can get some height. And what I'm going to do is make sure I put one on each side of this so that it will so that it won't sag on us. It'll stay. Whoops. It'll stay where we need it to stay. All right. I haven't even shown you what I'm going to do with this, have I? I'm so sneaky sometimes. I was playing with this morning, and I was getting so tickled about how cute some of these images are and how quick and easy it is to work with some of them. Okay, everybody, hold your breath. Let's see how well I can get this popped on here. Did I get it? I didn't press on anything yet. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to have to get my head in the way probably. All right, there we go. I think I'm going to have to go in and put a piece under there, just to keep those two apart from each other. Does that make any sense? I'm going to pop that on there and pop that sticky off. There we go. There. Don't want to lose the depth that I created. Now, what my plan is, I'm going to put this right there. And what I need your help with is whether, good morning, Vicki. What I need your help with is, are we going to put a squirrel on there? Or since I am me, or shall I put the bunny? Which one do you think? The bunny? The bunny doesn't fill it up quite as much. Or the squirrel who's been picking flowers. Do we have a vote for one or the other? Maybe. I mean, it doesn't look all that. I kind of like the proportions of this one better. What do you think? Do we have a vote on squirrel, S, or bunny, B? Ah, Vicki likes the squirrel better. Okay. Let me take another look at that. It does fill up the space better. Okay. Let's do the squirrel. Now, since we're already lifted up here, I'm still going to lift this up. I want that flower to be emphasized. I want it to be coming at you. Yeah, I do like the fact that the squirrel is actually picking flowers. Thank you for your vote, Vicki. That's the advantage of coming in here. Okay, center that pretty well. I wanted this to be pretty much having an upright line, even though the stems are going to the side a little bit. But that gives us the opportunity. Well, maybe not. Maybe I want to put it a little bit. Since we're going to have the squirrel, put it a little bit to the left, so that it curves to the left. There we go. That leaves more room for Mr. Squirrel. All right. Now what we'll do here is we will put some tape on the parts that are going to be on our background, on our white background, and then put a dimensional to help hold up the part that's not going to be on the background. There we go. Did I get that dimensional in the wrong place? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a lot. Okay, let's put that over there. And we're going to put this dimensional right here. Okay, that's where it needed to be. I should have done it that way around anyway. Tape him on and then put his support behind the extra piece. Now, I hadn't even thought about this part, but this needs something more. It needs something more. Needs some glimmer or glitz. And I'm not sure what I even have that will go prettily on, will go nicely on this. All right, let me look. I'm looking quickly. No, that's not going to work. I'm going through my pile really quickly. Do you hear my puppy dog? Now, these are always good. The iridescent faceted gems, those are always good. Or I could go with the foil. Which do you think would go better? The foil or the iridescent faceted? Okay, let me pull them out where you can see them better. Iridescent faceted gems. I mean, that's the foil gems. Or the iridescent faceted gems. I honestly love these because they pull out any color too, but they just got more glitz to them to me. Let's go with these since they are my favorite. This way we can get them a little bit of extra glamour, if you will, or glimmer might be the better word. We're going to put a large one up here. We're going to put a small one down here next to Hello Friend. And we're going to put, are these large, medium, and small, or just large and small? Let's put another large one over here. There we go. That adds a little bit of glimmer. Now the other thing we can do, if we want to make it a little bit softer, prettier, nicer, if you will, is we can come in on these flowers and do a little wink of Stella. Let me make sure. A little bit of wink of Stella on here to make them just a little bit more glimmery. Add a little bit more life to that, to the color. I love Wink of Stella to add just that little bit of glam where there wasn't any before. I particularly like it on blossoms. Okay, there we go. This is our, can you see that on there at all? I can see it, but I'm not sure how well it shows on the camera. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit. At least I can. I can see it on my monitor. Okay, so there we go. Hello, Friend. And I thought this particular one, I would go ahead and write a note on the inside to my friend that's in the hospital. I got together with a bunch of ladies last night who also know this friend. And we all decided one whole table of us decided they were all going to send her the same card that we were making last night. I hope she's not watching this right this minute. It'll blow this surprise of so many cards just alike. But anyway, I thought I'd bring her this one. Hello, Friend. And then on the inside, I'll write a note about how how I'm praying for her and how I know that God's got her in the palm of his hand and things like that. Okay. Excuse me. I know this has been quicker and whatnot than usual this morning, but I appreciate you joining with me. One of the things that's going to be different on my channel in upcoming days is going to be the focus of some of the focus of what I share with you. God's really been doing a work in my life lately about walking with him in a way that's more intentional. You know, a lot of us have some sort of relationship with God, but many of us forget that relationships take work. We have to invest time and attention into them. And so I've been doing more of that. So hopefully I'll be able to share some of the things that I learn along the way. Hopefully. We'll see what God's got in store. But anyway, you'll see or you'll hear more of those sorts of bits and pieces. I cannot share anything with you without sharing what God's doing in my life because it's so important to me. But one of the things I know you're interested in because you tuned in here is making cards. So let me share with you a little bit about what card making can do or what it has done for me. One of the things that's happened for me since I began as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is I have gained more and more confidence in my ability to talk with people and share with people. I've gained much greater sense of connectedness and community. The folks who work with me in Stampin' Up!, the other demonstrators, customers, friends who enjoy making cards, has the growth of my community, of the community I'm part of, has been wonderful. I've found ways to reach out to people that I never did before. I was not a card sender before I started making cards, but now I do send cards, and I offer the opportunity for folks at my church to send cards. I share with them the things that I make so that they can stay connected to folks too. So it's been an interesting walk in this particular area, and I can't wait to see what God's going to do with it next. So everybody, I want you to have a blessed week. Oh, look at that. I had a banner to show you. Storybook moments. That's but anyway, that's what we used today. But if you have anything that you need from me, if you don't work with another demonstrator and you need a catalog or anything like that, please get in touch with me, particularly this month, because I'm making out my my customer list for sending the new catalog. We have a new annual catalog coming out in May, and I'm setting that up. So get in touch with me, Teresa, at sassystampingwiththeresa.com, if you need a current catalog or if you want to be on the list to get the next catalog or whatever you might need. And of course, if you have a prayer need and you want me to pray for you, feel free to be in touch. Here we go. Once again, this is our card from today, our storybook moments. Hello, friend. We used the Soft Waves embossing folder. We used the Storybook Moments paper, but all we used was the die cuts from it. 2 of the die cuts, and there's so many, and they're so cute. And of course, then our iridescent faceted gems. Okay, ladies and gents, you have a fantastic day. And as I said before, if you need me, just send me an email. Or give me a buzz if you know my number. Love you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Remember, no matter how much I love you, God loves you more.